I still remember the day my wife passed away. It was early spring, the birds were singing, and yet all I could feel was a deafening silence in my heart. We had been married for 38 years. She was my partner, my best friend, my confidant, and suddenly, she was gone. I was 63 at the time, and the world felt like it had shifted under my feet. I didn't know how to move forward. In those first months, I made mistakes, big ones, that only made the grief heavier. But as the years passed, I learned lessons I wish I had known from the start. I want to share them with you because if you ever face this, I want you to live fully, not just survive. At first, I cut myself off from everyone. I thought, why bother? Nobody understands my pain. I refused invitations, ignored phone calls, and avoided neighbors who came by to check on me. I thought being alone would protect me, but it only made the loneliness worse. Loneliness gnaws at you. It convinces you that you're trapped in a dark room with no way out. One evening, my daughter insisted I come to her house for dinner. I reluctantly went, dragging my feet thinking it would be pointless. But that night, we laughed over stories of my wife's quirks, her silly habits, the little things that made her who she was. I felt a spark of joy I hadn't felt in months. That's when I realized human connection is medicine for grief. Being alone doesn't have to mean being lonely. Friends, family, community, they can bring light back into your life when it feels dark. I also ignored my health. I stopped walking, skipped meals, didn't care about doctor appointments. I figured, what's the point if she's not here? But grief is physically demanding. Stress and sadness take a toll on your body. I developed high blood pressure and lost strength I didn't know I could lose. My doctor finally gave me a stern talk, and I understood that if I wanted to live a strong life after 60, I had to care for my body. I started walking each morning, eating balanced meals, and keeping my medical appointments. Slowly, I felt my strength returning. My mind lifted too. I began to feel capable again. The body and the heart are connected, I learned. You can't grieve with a weak body. You need your body to carry your spirit forward. Another mistake I made was holding on to the past too tightly. I would spend hours looking at old photos, listening to her favorite songs, imagining what life would have been like if she were still here. At first, it felt comforting, but gradually it became a prison. I was living in memories while life passed me by. One day, my grandson asked me, "Grandpa, do you remember what she would have wanted for you?" And it hit me. She would have wanted me to live, to laugh, to find peace. I began creating new routines, trying new hobbies, enjoying small joys I hadn't considered in years. Life doesn't end when your partner passes. It just changes its shape. You honor the past by living in the present. In those early months, I also rushed into decisions out of loneliness. I sold our cabin in the mountains because I couldn't bear to be there without her. I considered quitting my job just to escape the emptiness of my home. I even thought about remarrying too quickly, thinking it would fill the hole in my heart. But grief clouds your judgment. Decisions made out of pain often lead to regret. Selling the cabin, for example, was one of my biggest regrets. It had been our sanctuary. I had acted impulsively, trying to fill the emptiness rather than face it. I learned that big life changes need time and clarity. Sleep on them. Consult those you trust. Wait until your heart is calm enough to make wise choices. And perhaps the hardest mistake of all was thinking I had to handle everything alone. I resisted support. I thought seeing a counselor or joining a support group was a sign of weakness. But grief is heavy, and carrying it alone can break even the strongest hearts. Eventually, I joined a widower's support group. At first, I felt awkward, even embarrassed. But hearing others share their stories, their pain, their small victories, it gave me tools I never had before. I realized that seeking help is not weakness, it is strength. Talking to someone who understands your journey, who can walk alongside you even for a moment, can lighten the load. After all this, I began to see life differently. I wake up early now, walk in the park, tend to my garden, call old friends, spend time with family. I laugh again. I cry again. I remember her, and that is a comfort, not a burden. I have created new joys without letting go of the love I had for her, and you can too. Life after 60, even after losing the one you love most, can be vibrant and meaningful. It may not look the same, but it can be full of peace, strength, and even joy. If you are reading this and have lost your spouse, know this: your grief is real, your love was real, and your life still holds value. It will feel impossible at times, and that is okay. Take it slowly. Be gentle with yourself. Reach out to friends and family. Care for your body. Honor the past without being trapped by it. Give yourself time before making big decisions, and never hesitate to seek support. You are not alone. You are not powerless. Even after 60, even after loss, life can still be rich, meaningful, and full of love. I share this not as someone with all the answers, but as someone who has walked this path. I made mistakes, yes, but I also found a way forward. And so can you. Lean on others, care for yourself, honor your memories, and embrace the life that is still waiting for you. Your spouse would want that for you. They would want you to be strong, peaceful, and alive. And the day you realize that, you will begin to feel alive again in a way that honors both the past and the life still ahead of you.